Hello and welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. What is the Clint Initiative? The Clint Initiative is a multi-phase project to create entertainment here in Minnesota and to distribute that entertainment to the world, starting with this podcast. This podcast is the seed from which everything else will grow. The Clint Initiative is about great music. The Clint Initiative is about great live entertainment. The Clint Initiative is about a sketch show. The Clint Initiative is all about filmed content. If you want to know how to do a podcast, listen to the Clint Initiative. If you want to know how to do an album, how to find musicians, how to get it recorded, listen to the Clint Initiative. If you want to know how to create more content over a short period of time, you're listening to the Clint Initiative and we will help you get there. If you are ready to create, if you're ready to talk about creating, if you're ready to be about it and get it done, we want to talk to you. This is the Clint Initiative. My name is Paul and my co-hosts are Katie, Clint, and Jamel. We are the Clint Initiative. If you are interested in creating content, if you're interested in creating movies, music, television, films, short films, and feature films, then we want to talk to you. We want to have you on the show. Email us at TheClintPodcast@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. And now, back to the show.
We are always working, give you a little more. We are always working, give you a little more. We are always working, give you a little more. We are always working, give you a little more. What are we doing? We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall. We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall. We're throwing it at the wall. We are throwing it at the wall to see us stick. Come on, what are we doing? Sarala alaped, estamos sarala alaped, sarala alaped, estamos sarala alaped, sarala alaped, estamos sarala alaped, a ver que se pega. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clint Initiative podcast. We've got Clint here, and Jamel will be joining us shortly. But today, it looks like Katie's going to be out. I want everyone to send out prayers to her as she goes through what she's dealing with. But as they say, Clint, the show must go on, huh?
Show must go on. Sending my condolences to Katie and my blessings and my prayers.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the co-host check-in and pretty much go from there. So looks like you're going to take center stage, Clint. What has been going on with you?
Well, first of all, I would like to say I am very blessed and highly favored. I had a busy week today, touring the cities and doing a couple of stuff, back into the filming industry as usual. And I've been enjoying myself.
Well, I see that you're still doing the outdoor thing, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, too much. There's a lot of work going around in the house, so I'm trying to escape from the noise.
So what I want to talk about is that right now we are broadcasting on YouTube, we are broadcasting on Instagram, and we are also broadcasting on Facebook, although that graphic doesn't show that. Although that graphic doesn't show all that, and soon we will be broadcasting on. So we will soon be broadcasting on Roku and Fire TV. So I'm hoping once we start broadcasting on Roku and Fire TV that will really sort of bring everything into focus in terms of building our audience and giving people more content. In addition to that, I have an announcement to make. So yesterday, Jamel and I, we went and looked at a space that is perfect for the new home
Ooh,
for the Clint Initiative podcast. So very soon, we will be in our own space and we will be able to do the show live and
awesome.
in person. And I'm really looking forward to that because last week we did the Flashback Thursday. And with the Flashback Thursday, it's just the energy when you're live and when you're actually interacting with each other is just different than when we're doing it remotely like we're doing it now.
That is so true.
So, so I'm really looking forward to when we actually do get the opportunity to go back into a studio, to be face to face, so that I can give you those looks that will quiet you down, Jamel. I mean, Clint.
And Jamel, please come on. He's missing you.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw the random questions out there. And these random questions, I like to start every podcast by asking random questions. And I want to welcome everyone who's watching. And if you have any questions or comments during the show, just go ahead and ask, and we'll put it up on the screen just like this. So all comments and all questions are very much welcome. But my random questions for today you get to choose from, Clint, is pet ownership, specifically snakes. Would you ever own a snake? And what would snake ownership be like? I knew Katie would appreciate that question. And then the other question is, there's some things in life where you look at them and you're like, wow, I used to appreciate that, but now that I'm really looking at it, why was I ever interested in that? You used to appreciate it, but now it's like, wow, I don't even know why I even watched that. So, which question would you like to take, Clint?
Pet ownership sounds interesting to talk about.
So, I'm going to let you take center stage and let's have a moment to talk about pet ownership. I
I would
already
just,
know what your favorite pet is.
I no, I love all animals. I'm like Dr. Doolittle here. Love all, but I respect them. Each one are different from each other. I respect them for that, and there are some of them that I am not gonna get involved with due to the fact that I don't live alone. You know, some people may want it, like, let's take for example like specific breeds of dogs. Due to the fact that where I live, I'm gonna have a dog that can socialize and interact with the people that I live with, so I won't get myself in trouble. That goes with certain types of animals, which we are going to be talking about, like you say snakes and reptiles, is it?
Yeah, snake. I mean,
Are we just going to talk about snakes?
well, the reason why we're going to talk about snakes is because I was editing the video.
Mm.
Hey, we got Jamel. Welcome, Jamel. We'll go back and do your check-in in a minute. But I was editing the video from our show, and I noticed that the one where we were having technical difficulties and I dropped out, Katie had a little snake that she was
Ah,
petting that was on her neck. And it was just really interesting watching her and the interaction she had with that snake. So I just wanted to bring it up on the show so that we
okay.
could, you know, so that we could discuss it as one of our random questions. But now that we've got Jamel, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do the co-host check-in with Jamel. And Jamel, you can take center stage now, man. It's all about you. How are things going with Jamel?
What's going on, everyone? Everything is good. Sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Uh, Always staying productive, keeping an optimistic mind, and just taking it day by day, hour by hour, second by second, one foot in front of the other.
Awesome, awesome. And now it's random question time, and I get a chance to go over the random questions again. And of course, our audience out there, if they want to, they can throw in any questions that they may have. And the random questions today is about pet ownership. And in addition to that, the other question is, I used to appreciate white bread. I used to really appreciate toasted white bread, especially. But now, not so much. What's something that you used to appreciate now? Not so much. I'm going to put you on center stage with that random question, Jamel.
What I used to appreciate, but not so much now. Well, I'll just give it this. Growing up, not really having little to nothing to eat, had to eat hot dogs, and you had to be creative with these hot dogs. But as you mature and you get to know what hot dogs are made of, it kind of goes right out the window, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. For me, hot dogs are like mystery meat unless you get the ones that are beef. And even when you get the ones that are supposedly beef, when you look at the ingredients, yeah, beef is on. It made the list. Beef made the list.
Yep.
So for me, pet ownership. I used to own a dog, but for me, pet ownership is pretty much out of the window these days. I um I move around so much and living between the Philippines and America, I really couldn't see having a pet in either place. And you know, I really used to appreciate going to watch movies in the theater, but now I'm gonna go watch Deadpool and Wolverine for sure. But
For me,
it has,
me, for me, I want to say growing up all through my years, and I want to say up to about 10 years ago, I had pets where they're canines, Dobermans, Pits, Rottweilers, um, Pomeranians, Chihuahuas, iguanas, uh, ferret, rabbit, cat, um, snake. That was my baby. The snake was my baby, and lovebirds. So
so
yeah,
I guess we're gonna, so
I
I
had a
guess
good
we're
list.
gonna have to have a film where we talk about starting our own zoo, because that certainly is a cornucopia of pets.
Right.
I would say menagerie, but I don't like that word. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go to our only sponsor. Moving on. Right before film sponsors the Clint Initiative podcast. And that leads into the origin story for the Clint Initiative podcast, which also talks about the Mill City Singers. When I first moved to Minnesota, I used to drive DoorDash and I would listen to Minnesota Public Radio. So by listening to Minnesota Public Radio, um, in addition to them always asking for donations, I they had great guests on there, and one of the guests was J.D. Steele. And J.D. Steele was the director for a professional choir. And with that professional choir, all you had to do was show up and you would be a part of the show. So that is what created the Clinton Initiative podcast. And so here we are today doing the podcast. And as part of that, we will be doing films. And that is what our Bible bracket is all about. And that is what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be talking about our Bible bracket.
What is a show Bible? A show Bible is a document that outlines the characters, plots, settings, and themes of a television series. Writers pitch show Bibles to network executives and production companies in the hopes that it will produce a production agreement. Well, with the Clint Initiative podcast, we do streaming content, we do movies, we do music. So, for our productions, we have a Bible, and that Bible will be previewed here on the show.
Okay, and as you can see, that's our bracket for this week. Last week, Our winner was Misery and Company. Not last week, but the week before, because July 4th
Yeah.
was a holiday. So we had a flashback Thursday where we looked at the first two episodes of the show ever broadcast back in July of 2023. That's when we recorded them, and now they're actually all, 7 episodes are available on our Patreon. So members of our Patreon can actually see those first episodes from 2023. But on our Flashback Thursdays here on their live show, that's where we will actually review those. So this week on our Bible bracket, we have 2 entries. The first one is Ninja Vampire. Ninja Vampire comes from this photograph I saw of Jamel all dressed up as a ninja.
And that's why I'm laughing, because that's exactly where.
And I thought to myself, okay, you start off as a ninja and you become a vampire. So I thought it would be interesting to follow a ninja, his encounter with a vampire, and what transpires that then becomes a ninja vampire. How he could still walk that walk as a ninja and yet be the undead, a night walker.
Jaywalker.
Or would he be a day walker? We will see with Ninja Vampire. Okay, now, a few years ago, everyone was talking about consent. And in all those conversations about consent, no one ever discussed what happens when consent is given and then consent is taken away. Okay? Because consent, even when it's given, is not a permanent condition. Consent given can be taken away. And in this film, we delve into those moments when consent given is taken away. And although I feel I already know what your answer is to this, I'm going to go to you first, Jamel. Jamel, out of those 2 films, which one are you most interested in?
Ninja. Fire.
Okay. So just to give the audience a little bit of background on how this works, what we do is we have a rating system, and our rating system is, does it stick? Does it need work? Or forget about it? And we use this rating system for everything that we do because, like our theme song says, we're throwing it at the wall to see what sticks. And what we like to do with the Bible bracket is I pitch the 2 films, we discuss it, and then we come up with who each of our co-hosts pick. So now I'm going to go to you, Clint.
What? I'm trying to make myself comfortable here.
so,
I'm out with dealing with the elements. The elements.
so out of Ninja Vampire and Consent, which one has your consent to be the winner this week?
Woo! That's a tough one, boy. Because I love vampire movies and I love the topic dealing with consent because most people don't have respect these days. They think they have the consent to touch you, to talk to you how they want. You understand? They walk down the street because they see you online. They think they have the consent to say what they want, like if they know you. So I kind of like juggling between consent and the vampire ninja thing. Now. So give me a second.
So you haven't picked. So you haven't picked one yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a minute, and I'm gonna play our winners from the previous weeks, and hopefully by the time we come back to you, you actually will have a winner for us.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so talk amongst yourselves, guys. It looks like I'm gonna have to upload
the Bible bracket winner from last week. I thought for
Okay,
sure I had it ready to go, but looks like I'm gonna have to upload it.
so we're dealing with the wars between consent
And,
and the
and
vampire ninja vampire.
Ninja Vampire.
Ninja
Absolutely.
vampire. So maybe that could be like Blade cousin.
Well, that's what I was thinking about as I was looking at it,
It kind of remind me of Blade, you
Or
know.
or little brother.
or
So
just
Or little brother.
so which mean yeah. So and I like Blade. So which mean yeah, I'll go with the ninja vampire. But I don't like the name for the ninja because
Or or the son.
all that could work.
yeah. I mean, that's what I love about both of the concepts is there's a lot of emotion and a lot of messy moments connected to consent. And the emotion connected to those moments can connect with a lot of people. But Ninja Vampire, I like the idea of taking two iconic genres and sort of mashing them together. And I think that with all of our ideas, that's the thing that has really always captivated me is all of the different possibilities and things that we can do. And not only having, the desire to explore them, but also having the capability. And right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the previous winners from our previous Bible brackets, and then we'll come back to see what you guys choose this week. And this is the moment where I'm going to throw this out there for anyone who's watching.
Don't cost you nothing to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. Go ahead. Subscribe. Don't cost you nothing. Yeah, to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. Come on. Come on. Subscribe. Don't cost you nothing. Yeah, to hit that like. Don't cost you nothing. Go ahead. Subscribe, don't cost you nothing. So hit that like and subscribe. Yeah, yeah. So hit that like and subscribe. Yeah, yeah. So just hit that like and subscribe.
Yeah, so if you subscribe and you support us, we can actually jazz that up and give it a little bit more zing, a little bit more pip, a little bit of, a little bit more musicality. So, out of our two picks this week, it's going to come down to you there, Clint. We've got Ninja Vampire. And in addition to Ninja Vampire, we've got Consent. So,
I'm going to put you on the spot again there, Clint. Out of those two choices, which one are you riding with this week? Let me guess.
You have my consent. I'm kidding. Ninja. I'll go with Ninja.
Ninja Vampire is our winner for this week. All right. So, okay. Too soon for that. So, now is the portion of the show where we're going to have the Trinidad takeover, Clint's Trinidad takeover, and we're going to have Jamel's Jam. Now, we were going to have a moment from the sketch show, but with one of our co-hosts being out, and she was going to actually be the star of that. So we'll have to do that next week, a moment from the sketch show. But this week, we're going to start off with the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. Jamel's Jam.
One of the greatest gifts you could ever receive is the opportunity to challenge yourself. When you're committed to personal growth, the only person you are competing with is yourself. There is no other competition. Each day, the only intent you should have is to be better today than you were yesterday. And with each week, each month, and each year, your goal is to become exponentially better than you were before. That means at minimum, you become twice the person you were 6 months ago. Because you are intentional about living your best life. And the truth about personal growth is that we all do, intentionally or inadvertently. Choosing to challenge yourself will help you grow better. Choosing to not challenge yourself will cause you to grow bitter. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. When you're committed to personal growth, the only person you are competing with is yourself. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Jim Rohn once said,
Okay. So that is the first Jamel's Jam, direct from the source. It is the one and only Jamel. And did you want to say anything about that, Jamel, or you just want to let what you said stand?
Let it ride.
Let it ride. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have Clint's Trinidad takeover. Because, every once in a while, you just have to have some Caribbean flavor.
You understand?
We are leaving this place. We're gonna have a good time. We are leaving away.
Hey, how you going? Welcome to an episode of Clint Trini Takeover. So here what we're going to do. You know, since I moved over here, excuse you, since I moved over here, it's kind of tough to get Caribbean food. So I'm going to take you guys out to eat with me and a group of my friends. You understand? One of them from Trinidad, but they ain't song like they're from Trinidad. Only I that song like I'm from Trinidad. So we're going to go in and eat in this nice restaurant, Caribbean restaurant. So we're going to see what they have. And you know me, when it comes to food, I don't play. So come now, let me go and take a little bite in this Caribbean restaurant and have a good night.
Or do we really know you don't play? Or are we going to find out?
Soul food. I'm going to check it out and I'm going to look for my Trinidadian friend who don't sound too much Trini. And I'm going to try out this Trini Caribbean soul food thing. And how can I spot a Trinidadian? So here I go. I'm looking for... Well, that's the Trinidadian. Like we here. All right. So here's the place.
Yes, this is, so you're coming into Sharon's West Indian Soul Food. Been here for a very long time. Also one of the major spotlights of the Twin Cities Curry Fest. Have you ever been?
Yes.
Curry Fest.
I've never been to the Curry Fest here, but you is Trini, I is Trini, and we do a Trini thing inside.
Have you been to Curry Fest?
So we'll talk more about it. Come, let me go.
Come inside.
You know, one of them Caribbean food. What I really came here was to get my roti, and here they are no roti. So you laughing? You set me up. you put them in Trini back and all here, man. Well, this is Real Trinity talking in the KOFI Initiative podcast. So I'm going to do my order. So I'm going to try the chicken.
Chicken. You're going to jerk oxtail, right?
All right, yeah. I'm going on family. Family, I want the chicken. Yeah. I'm looking for the meal. What do you mean from me?
Plantains or cabbage or collard greens?
Rice and peas. I'll try the greens. Try. And what about the oxtail? You don't get oxtail with it? Is that? I thought you said you're going to get chicken.
You want the curry or you want the oxtail separate?
I want the oxtail. The gingerbread, tell me if the gingerbread have a real tree vibes to it. Strong and nice. The gingerbread, I want nothing with no bubbles. I want real gingerbread like what we don't make for Christmas in the Caribbean. You understand? Yes. Alright, my food is now here.
I guess everybody doesn't wait for everybody to start, huh?
Hold up, pieces. You know if it's cutting.
I got making patty and mac and cheese.
Okay, let's see what.
What did you get? You get the whole restaurant?
Pizza,
You know, we had a eat and you're trying to eat and see and everything bad.
You can't say that on
Can't say that. It got kids here. Okay, the pound cake. Pound cake look like it's pounding. Alright, this is the oxtail.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the oxtail here. The oxtail. Alright, I'm going to try the oxtail. I will let all in if it's cutting.
You got mac and cheese.
It's
There's the
cutting.
jerk. And the sweet peas.
Mac and cheese.
Is it good?
I'm trying.
You want to try my jerk or you have
I have jerk too. So don't be a jerk. You forget. You forget. Don't forget. Alright, I already tried the oxtail here. I'm going to see.
Would you like to try this?
You also try this and oxtail. Who wants one oxtail? What part of chicken is
Big
chicken
piece
is
of
that?
chicken.
That looks like the whole pound. Okay. Hey guys, we are here to do a real nice, sweet Caribbean toast here at Beautiful Restaurant. So come now, there we go.
Oh gosh, I like that. You do that good.
Because I consider that, you understand? You like that? Come now.
Okay. So West Indian Soul Food is a catering service. We do catering. We have a food truck. We have a booth at the Minnesota State Fair.
And the kitchen smelling so good. Everything smelling good here.
You know, every Carry Fest we try to do the same menu because that's right after the loop. So we're gonna have the smooth turkey drumsticks that people like. We're gonna have the red snapper. We're not gonna have a lot of the red snapper. We always sold out of red snapper.
So the snapper snapping.
The snapper is snap.
Right.
Snap man.
All right.
Yeah.
Another question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
What days is the most busiest day? And when you will find people like us, Caribbean people rushing in.
Friday and Saturday. And I hope Lance, Polonais, listen to this. Because he asking me about doubles. Lance, doubles tomorrow.
You hear that? You're getting doubles.
Lance, doubles tomorrow.
If you're getting doubles, you're getting triple, quadruple.
Yeah. He come last week. No doubles. Get roti.
What type of roti?
We do dal curry roti, and the skin is dal curry. I just know to make dal curry. I try to make the bust up shut, but you can't bust the shut.
Oh God, the shot got a bust.
Look, mama.
You bust with a shot. But the dal curry cut them.
Oh gosh. Cut you like a sharp knife.
You guys heard it here. Visit Sharon. She's right here on University Avenue, right outside. Come check it out. Saturdays is Wednesday proteins. You all heard it first.
Yes.
And come to Carry Fest.
When is the Carry Fest?
Saturday, July 26th All day.
Right? Saturday, July 26th. Check us out. You'll see Sharon in action with your food truck. We're going with this food truck and we're going on a rock in the truck.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know you don't want the food truck, you know. Wave the flag, man.
We are leaving away. We are leaving away. We are leaving this place. We're gonna have a good time. We are leaving away.
Good job,
And
Clint.
you are
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, you enjoyed this? Did you enjoy the Trinidad show?
Good job. Hey,
You enjoyed it?
just so everybody know, yes, the carnival is Saturday, July 26th, but usually Friday nights. There's always a party Friday nights before the carnival, just so you know. And that's July 26th.
I've never been to it, so.
I've been to it almost every year.
Is that why you know so much about Caribbean culture?
I think so.
Oh, thank you, Dave, Audio Sui. Thank you. I see we have someone looking at it. You enjoy the show. Blessing to you. Thank you.
And I just wanted to say thank you, West Indies Soul Food, for letting Clint come into your establishment and act a fool. Thank you so much for allowing the Trinidad Takeover to take over your spot. We really do appreciate that. So also, you'll notice, Jamel, that the music changed, and that is the music of Juliet Robin. And I'm going to put you on the spot, Clint, to talk about the music of Juliet Robin. What made you decide to use her music?
Apart from the reason why I use her music, because Juliet Robin is an extremely talented artist, beautiful person inside out. She also listens to our show, so I'm giving her a shout out. She's so creative. She's like, she creates her own music. She composes her own music. She writes her own music. She plays her own music. She plays in a band. And I think people should know who is Juliet Robin. She's fantastic. She's a fantastic friend, beautiful person inside out, and extremely talented. And her music is so good. You're going to get calypso, soca, jazz. You're going to even get a little fiesta music. She sings in Spanish. You know, the woman is multi-talented. Check her page out.
And what is that page? What's the address of it?
Look for her at JulietRobinMusic.com or Juliet Robin on YouTube.
Okay, so JulietRobinMusic.com and Juliet Robin on YouTube. And of course, that's just a natural lead into our music update. And I'm hoping that next week we will see the return of Vixen Noir. I wanted her to come on today as one of our co-hosts, but of course, she's in the studio right now in Mexico working on her latest album, so it's kind of hard to get her at the last minute, but I already put my bid in for next week. So hopefully next week for our music update, we will have Vixen Noir. And now, what we normally talk about on the show and what really helps everything around here operate is our founders and our inner circle. And when we talk about our founders and our inner circle, we always want to give a shout out to our two original founders and members of our inner circle. We have Devin and we have Joe. And of course, anyone can join those members of our inner circle. There are just so many different ways that people can contribute to what we do here on the show. And those are all the different ways that people can support us. We have our Patreon initiative. We have our KOFI Initiative. And we have our GoFundMe Initiative. What's great about the Patreon initiative is to join it, it is free. And if you decide to upgrade, it's a regular monthly income for the show that really helps us do what we do, and it actually helps us grow.
with us moving into our own space in August, it's even more
Oh
crucial. It's even more crucial that we get people to support us through any of these initiatives. Now, let's say you can support the show in other ways. All you have to do is reach out to us at our email address, TheClintPodcast@gmail.com, and we can discuss all the different possibilities of support. So, with all that being said, it's been a really great show. It really has been. Did you guys want to add anything else to what I've said so far?
I'm excited for the new place. I'm excited to get started and rolling in production on things. We got some stuff coming up for everyone, and we really think that you will enjoy it. And we are always surrounding ourselves in the entertainment community. So just having this space connects us with more networks that will eventually, I feel, will be a part of our production as well. So stay tuned.
Yes, we have so much that is coming up. And one of the main things that we have that's going to be coming up, hopefully next week, now, of course,
I think that should be therapists with the tattoos.
I thought about with the tattoos, I thought about it, but I was thinking I really wanted to take off on that title, The Girl with the Tattoo.
Because
So
there are multiple that are seen. So
yeah, I know, but there's only one that really catches people's attention. That's why I wanted to focus on the tattoo, because it's rare that you see one, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's rare that you see that one there. So that's why it seemed to fit when I put the therapist with the tattoo. And that, guys, that's only the episode.
Next week.
Zoom
Therapy. Therapy, part 1.
So I got my part 1. So that means there'll be other parts to come as well. So I've got my bid in to get her here next week. But we know how things are with life. So sometimes you just have to roll with it. That's why the best laid plans of anyone can be put asunder by the events of life. So that's where we come to our final words. And for our final words, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start that music. And the music's going to start any minute now. Okay, so what are your final words to our audience, Clint?
My final word is that always continue to believe in yourself, no matter what people say, no matter what they call you. They could call you whatever they want, but you don't have to respond. You respond to who you believe you are and what you believe you can do. Nothing is impossible with you and the Almighty.
Absolutely fantastic. And what are your final words there, Jamel?
Well, for me, always look for within, because there's power within. You have your faith within. And as we all know, our higher power would say, look within ye first, which means believe in yourself. Also, every day is a good day. There is always something to learn, something to care for, and something to celebrate. So,
Absolutely fantastic. And all I want to say is that we're moving forward, ever forward. Things are going well, and they're going in the right direction. Every time I turn around, there's another opportunity and another step that pushes us forward. And that's why I want to talk about the next time on the Clint Initiative podcast. Of course, we have Zoom Therapy Part 1. In addition to that, we'll have updates on our productions and what we're filming, and hopefully we'll have some clips. We have potential guests that are coming on, people with actual films of their own who they want to talk about, and that we may be able to be a part in helping promote them and getting them shown here in Minnesota. So in addition to that, I also have model portfolios. I used to be a professional photographer working with models for several years. So for our Patreon members, I will be showing exclusively for our Patreon members our model portfolio. So it's a chance for everyone to bring a little beauty into their life. And with that, this has been another episode of the Clint Initiative podcast.
Before we end, I got one last thing to say.
Okay, what would you like to say, Jamel?
To our listeners and our audience out there that are viewing us live and everything, please like, comment, and share to continue to help us grow. Without you, this is not possible. So please continue to help us. We love you, and we look forward to growing with you and continuously making things happen.
Absolutely. And of course, we have a lot of time left that we can riff and say more, but it's like they say, when it's time to leave, time to leave. And with that, thank you for watching the Clint Initiative podcast. And don't forget to join us next week. On the screen, it says we start at 11. I still haven't been able to fix that with YouTube. So we start at noon, not 11.
It's noon Central Time, but 11 is the, actually that would be 10 Pacific Time.
Right.
It will also be 1 o'clock Eastern Time.
And everything I choose on YouTube just makes it worse. So hopefully YouTube is watching the show and YouTube can help me fix that. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the show and let the music take us out. And I'll see you guys, and I'll see everyone next week.